Okay, so this first one we've got an angle, and then a side. Angle, and then a side. So you need to use the law of sines. So the easiest thing to find first is B, because I know that all three of these angles are going to add up to 180. So 11.2 plus 131.6 plus B is equal to 180. So then that's going to give you 142.8 plus B is 180. So B will be 180 minus 142.8, which that will give us 37.2 degrees. And then you go and you need to find C and you need to find B. So we're going to use the law of sines. So that's going to be A, which is 92.4 over sine of A, which is 11.2, is equal to B over sine of B. Okay, we just found that to be 37.2 is equal to C over sine of C, and that's 131.6. Okay, so I need to find B and C, so I'm going to separate these two equations. One with this one, these two, and then one with this one right here. Okay, so we're going to have 92.4 over sine of 11.2 is equal to B over sine of 37.2. Now I'm going to cross multiply. B times sine of 11.2 is equal to 92.4 times sine of 37.2. Divide by the sine of 11.2 to give you B. Okay, plug this into your calculator and B should be, let's see, 287.6. Okay, and then you can do the same thing, set this equation up with this equation right here. Okay, so what you'll have is, go back for a second. Okay, C times sine of 11.2 is equal to 92.4 times sine of 131.6. Okay, divide by that sine of 11.2. Okay, plug this into your calculator and you should get 355.7. And there's your answer. Okay, for number 4, we've got a side, angle, side. So side, angle, side. So I need to use the law of cosines. And when you have a side, angle, side case, the very first thing to do is to find the missing side, which here is side C. So that's going to be C is equal to the square root of A squared plus B squared minus 2 times A times B, and then cosine of C, which is 123.5. You plug that into your calculator, what you get is 12.7 degrees. Make sure you're in degrees when you do this. Okay? And then that's part 1. Part 2 says find the next angle using the smaller side. So between A and B, that's going to be A. So we need to find angle A next. So that's going to be A over sine of A is equal to, we'll go ahead and write all this out, B over sine of B, and C, which we just found, oh, so we haven't, C over sine of C. Okay, this C we found to be 12.7. Okay. Whoops, I'm sorry. That is side C right here, not angle C. So I don't need that little. You don't need to be in ratings. Oh, yes, you do still need to be ratings for here, but that's just your side. So we know what C is. That is 12.7. And sine of angle C, that is 123.5. Okay. Then I'm going to set these two equations up to each other and cross multiply. Okay, so cross multiply. We've got 4.8 sine of 123.5 is equal to 12.7 times sine of A. And I'm going to get rid of that 12.7. So sine of A would be 4.8 times sine of 123.5 divided by 12.7. I'm going to get rid of this little part right here to have more room. Okay, now I don't want sine of A, I just want A. So A is going to be the inverse sine of everything over here. Okay, make sure you're in degrees, and when you plug and chug this into your calculator, you'll get 18.4. Okay, so now the last thing to do is to find angle B, which I already got C, just found A to be 18.4. All I need to do is A plus B plus C is equal to 180. So A is 18.4, trying to find B, plus 123.5 is equal to 180. If I add those up, that's going to give me 141.9 plus B is equal to 180. So B will be 180 minus 141.9, which that's going to give us 38.1. Okay, and then the last one says you've got satellite A and satellite B. The distance between those two is 20. We're trying to find from this airplane to satellite B. So I'm trying to find this side right here. Now notice we've got an angle, side, angle case. So the easiest thing to do right here is go ahead and find this little angle right here. So I've got 15 plus, we'll call this angle, we'll go ahead and call it R. Plus R, oops, plus 35 is equal to 180. So I've got 50 plus R is equal to 180. So R is 180 minus 50, or 130. Okay. We're going to use the law of sine since it's an angle side angle case. So we've got x over sine of 15. It's always opposite. And then we've got, we'll call this over here y. Y over sine of 35 is equal to, okay, 20 over sine of 130. And what we're trying to do is find x. So I can set this equation up to this equation right here. So x is equal to sine of 15 equal to 20 over sine of 130. I'm going to cross multiply. And then divide by the sine of 130. Okay, so the distance between satellite B and that airplane should be 6.76 miles. And that will be your final answer.